This is Maya Jacobs. Maya is a fucking dumbass. You may recognize her from her OI, her stellar poetry, and her hard work at Paramount Elite Gymnastics Studio. Kat just broke the unfortunate news to Maya that she's terrible at speech and debate. So now Maya is on a quest to figure her out. This is where our video comes in. Are you terrible at speech and debate? Do you feel like a failure? Do your friends make you feel inadequate? Then you've come to the right place.
So I really think your main problem area is pretty much everything.
I mean, I'm really trying.
Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. You can go. Today, we're going to teach you how to practice for original advocacy, or OA as I like to call it. Now, some may think the key to success in OA is a good topic and well-written legislation. But trust me, that's not enough.
Stupid!
Allow us to introduce ourselves. My name is Kat Lake.
I'm Kate Land.
And I'm Carly Dutcher, and we're certified practice experts.
For this episode of Are You Terrible at Speech and Debate, we're going to be focusing on OA, or original advocacy. Why, you ask? We strive to make a difference. We do OA to inform the public of issues they should be passionate about. We do OA to have our voices be heard. We do OA because we won't stop until the injustices of this world are gone.
And because it's the only event the three of us have in common.
I got third place at the hardest West Coast tournament, James Logan.
I was runner-up at original advocacy at the state championship this year.
And I got first place in one of my rounds at the prestigious West Ranch tournament.
Wow! A lot of people do OA because it has a reputation of being easy.
But doing well in OA isn't easy. You have to practice diligently if you want to succeed in it.
We've divided the practice process into three main sections.
Section 1. Section 1 is all about drafting your speech. You probably chose OA because you have a problem you care about and want to fix, or maybe your coach told you to try it out. Either way, you should start off by researching current issues that could be solved with a legislative solution. You want to make sure the topic is relevant and that your legislation is actually realistic. Now you may be asking yourself, what if I don't know anything about legislations? Well, Jackson, that's an easy fix. Just research some bills that have been proposed in regards to the topic you're interested in. Or just talk it out with some peers. It's great to get suggestions and input from others. Who knows, maybe you could come up with a solution right then and there.
Yuval, I think I'm going to do my OA on the opioid epidemic. Will you be a pal and help me figure out some legislative solutions?
I think a really good one would be prescription drug monitoring programs.
Funding.
Funding?
I don't know, bro. I think we should have drug courts.
Now onto the writing. There's a format you can follow or just use as a guide to make sure your speech is well organized. First, you start with your AGD, or attention-getting device. This can be a story or anecdote that grabs the audience's attention and makes them want to listen to you. Next, you'll write a roadmap detailing what you will cover in the speech. You'll want to either follow the format of AGD, intro, cause, effect, solution, conclusion, or AGD, intro, problem, effect, solution, conclusion. Your causes can be social, political, or economical, and same goes for your effects. And sometimes, if you have a personal connection to your topic, your final effect could be a personal story. Your solution must follow the structure of an actual bill being proposed to Congress. And then your conclusion ties everything together. Now you know how to write a relevant, well-thought-out speech. But how do you memorize it?
Section 2 is all about memorizing. We've thought of 5 methods. Each one is different, helping out all different types of people. The first method is the classic read and respond.
But Kat, that's so basic.
It's basic, but it's effective.
Let's try method 2. Studies have shown that writing out your speech can actually help you memorize it more. It's not the quickest method, but it sure is effective.
Method 3 is recording yourself, and after you've got it all, listen to the recording as much as you can. This is the perfect technique to use when you're too busy to sit down and focus. Instead of listening to music, listen to yourself. The last 2 methods are for when you're pretty much memorized but still pretty rocky. Method 4 is to work out while you recite your speech.
Grown men fighting, oiled bodies, and a whole lot of testosterone. No, I'm not talking about my team's post-tournament ritual, but I'm vaguely...
For the 5th and last technique, you need to grab a friend. Stand face to face and give your script to your friend. Then recite your speech like normal, but the catch is that your friend will be saying your speech too.
Grown men fighting, oiled bodies, and a whole lot of testosterone. No, I'm not talking about my team's post-tournament rituals.
Once you find which technique works for you, you can't just do it once. In a fact-based event like OA, getting the words right is very important, or you might wind up saying something that isn't true. Just keep on practicing.
So now, you've got it memorized. Next, you decide it's time to take it to a tournament. What else could there be? You're not winning, you say? Well, silly, that's because you have to practice after you've memorized it. There's 3 ways you can practice. Alone, with a friend, and with a big group of people. First, alone. Sometimes, after you've memorized your speech and run it one way, it gets a little stale. To prevent this, run the speech in some crazy ways.
Grown men fighting, oiled bodies, and a whole lot of testosterone. No, I'm not talking about my team's post-tournament ritual. What I'm vaguely describing is America's, 7th favorite pastime, watching world...
Grown men fighting, oiled bodies, and a whole lot of testosterone. I'm not talking about my team's post-tournament ritual. What I'm basically describing is America's, 7th favorite pastime, watching world wrestling entertainment, or as many people know it, WWE.
Why am I doing this?
Great question, Rand. This keeps the speech fresh and makes you think about how you're saying it, rather than just saying it. Next, this is a great way to keep your speech fresh. Take one line of your speech, one that you typically gloss over.
As world-renowned poet Dr. Marshall Mathers, aka Eminem, once said, "Snap back."
Now, say it 3 different times with 3 different inflections and meanings.
As world-renowned poet Dr. Marshall Mathers, aka Eminem, once said, "Snap back to reality." As world-renowned poet Dr. Marshall Mathers once said, "Snap back to reality." As world-renowned poet Dr. Marshall Mathers, aka Eminem, once said, "Snap back to reality." The real Slim Shady concludes that we as a society have a...
This lets you try out new things and see what works best. This way, you can make every moment of your speech special and fit with the rest of the speech, but still be interesting when said alone. Now, imagine you have a friend. Even better, a speech friend. Use them for their only purpose, to practice. One way is to say the speech super casually.
Grown men fighting, oiled bodies, and a whole lot of testosterone. No, I'm not talking about my team's post-tournament ritual. What I'm vaguely describing is America's, 7th favorite pastime, watching world wrestling entertainment, or as many people know it, WWE. So why do so many people...
Sometimes speech and debaters do the speech voice. And it's not good. Your speech should feel genuine and spontaneous. This will help combat that. Here's another one to do with your speech friend. This is the remote control activity. Basically, one person has the remote control and the other person is being controlled. They can give you different directions, like stop, slow down, or speed up.
Yeah.
Grown men fighting.
Fast forward.
Oiled bodies and a whole lot of testosterone. No, I'm not talking about my team's post-tournament ritual. What I'm describing is America's,
Slow down.
Watching world wrestling
Normal speed.
entertainment, or as many people know it, WWE.
Hop
So
on
why
one
do
foot.
so many millions of red-blooded Americans, including yours truly,
Silly Rand. all in the name of speech.
In actuality, this exercise helps you know your speech like the back of your hand, so you can adapt it quickly. So now, imagine you don't have one friend, but at least two. You and these friends can do some fun activities, like a speech circle. You all say your speech at once while in a circle.
What am I going to do? Oil! There's a camera pointing at your body. You just freeze and a whole lot.
In round, there can be many distractions. Speech circles teach you how to ignore those distractions and stay in the zone with your speech. You can also do a speech line. You and a group of friends with similar speech events stand in a line. You all perform your speech at the same time, but only one person can be heard at a time. It should look like this.
For a long time, I felt like I was living two completely separate
Courtney,
lives.
it seems like whenever I exit a freeway, the phone tracks my movement as if I'm still on
Randall.
No, I'm not talking about my team's post-tournament ritual. What I'm vaguely describing is America's, I don't know, 7th favorite pastime?
Theodore.
And then I looked at the tree and saw there was squirrels. Sexton. And I was like,
Rachel.
what?
Angel, neatly and perfect, all greeted each other quietly and politely.
Annie.
Which is why 9 months ago, I decided to make a choice.
Courtney.
And you've got a speech line. This will help you with timing of the piece as well as being able to remember the piece inside out. And now, you've practiced. It is legally required for you to win at every tournament you ever go to again for the rest of your life. So go forth and win.
So now you know how to write, memorize, and practice in OA. You're well on your way to winning all those trophies.
What if I don't know it? Did you hear that my mom got diagnosed with bacterial vaginosis?
We need to figure out a way to stop this.
Well, the first telltale sign was when I saw it on you. And I said,
Oh my God, no!
So I'm really thinking of doing my OA on my grown men fighting oiled bodies.
O.J. Simpson was innocent!
God, Aiden, what cocaine did you use to lose all that weight?
Guys, I think we should use prescription monitoring systems.
I think
F
we
stands
should...
for fucking hate yourself.
No. I think that we should have drug warrants, don't you?
Yes.